Hello, everyone out there. I'm just fixing myself up. Hello. Hello and welcome everybody to the live stream. My name is John Ferguson. You already know me as a start animator, and again, I'm in my kitchen doing some animation. Today, like yesterday, and I have so many things I need to go on before we actually start today. Where do we begin? Well, first of all, YouTube is somehow on the fritz. I do not know why. It has never done so. It's apparently, for some weird reason, not giving out enough from my stream studio, the OBS studio. So sometimes it says there's something wrong. It's not giving enough data. And I'm just wondering, it was the same data as last month, same data as before. There has been no difference whatsoever. So I'm a little bit bossed off that. If that still happens, I might see if I can fix it for some weird reason. Else it's just let it be and it will come back. And hopefully it won't be of any issue if you want to watch this later on. The secondary, it's more of like, it's more becomes to a situation where I have done this sort of animation and it got a lot of views. I mean, in the sense of a lot of views from what I usually have, is that people came in, started looking for about a minute and then left. So we're not gonna overextend on like, oh my god, I got views, or they watched the whole thing. Now again, I'm doing this for myself, but I like to see the numbers, to see who it reaches out to, because I know the 2D animators out there. I know there are people who love these sort of animations. I know people who likes to draw. I know those people, like, they do exist. It's just that they are, just as well as I am, either busy or doing something else or are not awake. And so it was sort of fun to see like how the last like live stream when I did the character reloading the gun, how popular that was. At least that it sent it out to people and people started just have a watch and then went off. As soon as I started the other live stream, when I planned out that we are going to do a whole nother sort of animation, a whole nother sort of character, I mean, no one no one watched. I have like for the reason just 6 people who have just come and watched it. I do not know, but in the end I don't care. I just like when I see the numbers, it sort of makes me laugh a little bit, because I'm going like, oh, I might actually make this happen. Oh no, never mind. It was just just for a short while. But in any case, my dear friends, we are doing a whole new sort of animation, and as well as I've explained it, we did an animation before, and I have nothing to show for it, of course, because I set myself down going, as the stream ended, going like, all right, I think I have an idea. I think it's all right. And then I started looking at it a little bit more, going like, no, I don't like it. I don't like it. So we're going to restart. We're still going to have the same sort of idea. We're still going to make a 2-piece animation. We're gonna have some sort of action animation that the person is jumping or coming into frame. That sort of animation, I'm still working on how to do it. And the other form is that we're gonna have them to turn, and that's what I'm still staying with for now. And again, we're gonna try to continue doing this month, and next month we'll do something else. But we'll start from there. And today we're actually going to do the face, the head, and we're more or less going to do a characterization. We are going to kind of find a style how to do it. So you're going to see the process of me finding the style, how to do the face, how to do the body. So I think I need to start from there and how to just build up this character. So this might take a while. This might be a little bit of a longer video. I do not know. I have been in a real sort of writing moment for the last couple of times, and yeah, that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna start building up the character that we are going to use. And I have some references. Apparently there is someone who has come into this live stream. Hello. No, they're gone. You know, like, if for someone, it's like, you know, like these bugs that are underneath the stoneworks, and they're just living their peaceful harmony, going like, oh, I'm just being, and then I come in lifting up, going like, oh, hello, people, ah, run away. Oh, it's funny. Oh well. In any case, let's begin, shall we? I'm gonna just pop over to this one. Here we are. And then we're gonna just prepare for the other one. And I actually do have a reference picture. The one I really enjoyed. And this is just for understanding, and this is more as a robotic and that sort of thing, to understand that type. But I love the art style, I love this, I love that sort of thing. Let me just see, maybe in the end of everything I will write where I found the art style, and if they are on Instagram or something. I just found this one on, I always have a folder on different places, and I just picked this one up because I really liked it. But let us start. Normal piece of animation paper. I have another form here as well if I need to draw something. But let's begin. And I do think that what we need to try to have first is that I had the other one. Actually, I'm gonna fetch that one. Hold on. We have the other animation here. As I showed before as well, this is sort of the sketchbook that I had, and this one I started with, and just like everything, I start doing like simple sketches. Oh my god, I'm so sorry for the chat. I'm doing simple sketches and that sort of thing. There's nothing else in here apart from I have done some other like sketches and trying to build ups and that. So it's still not really in use, but this is the one I just drew up from the first time. And as soon as I start getting an idea, I start to draw the next one. The only issue is I don't like these ones because they hurt the most when I'm drawing. But that's where we go. But that's where we are starting. So I do have a concept and I do have an idea. And we'll start from there. So, oh, and I'm so sorry. I'm like holding everyone on edge all the time. But we're only 10 minutes in. Just gonna play some music as well because I like that in my head. If there is anyone, no. And we are going to just keep this. Lower down a bit. Coolio. Let's start. So we are starting with trying to find the character. So I'm actually gonna start by doing sort of the head already. And it's what I call them Unhuman as well, which will be sort of the character design I'm trying to go. It's that they become, when we meet them, they become, they do not look human. They look human, but they have the characteristics of being the sort of weird characterizations of them. So we have at least this beginning. I'm just trying to find how we're gonna build this one up. And this is also how we're gonna try to find a style that's both easy to animate. Now I'm just trying to like fulfill up how we are going to, how do I want to sort of set the eyes, where I want to place the, let's make them frown. I don't like smiling people. In real life I do, in my animations I don't. Now we are going to figure out as well, of course they're gonna have a hood on. Just gonna throw it in as well, then I don't have to think about the hair. I'm always having also a secondary paper on the other side to have some other flips. But what we're going to see, I'm wanting to try to have this side broken. It's gonna ease up on the nose a little bit. And the same with this side, because I have a theory that it will look here we go, that it will show something of like the robotic stuff as well. Finding in the glaring eyes. Right, we have one form of style at least. We're just gonna ease up on the face a little bit. What we're gonna start with is this side, of course, because that's the most normal side. The normal in quotations. The one that will look human. And then we can figure out all the robotic parts as well. I'm thinking of how would it look in animation, how easy it will be, the easier I make it, or the less strokes that I need to do, the better the animation becomes, or the easier the animation is, at least for me. But just, I wanted enough so I want it to be enough so it's still very stylized together with that it doesn't look as complicated. And this is for one such example is that, at least for me, the more of bumps and scratches that I have, especially, the more concentration I need for each and every frame. So if I had these sort of easier to make these bumps that comes up, the less I have to worry about getting them correctly. So I can just work on already like that. So we're starting to think, I'm immediately starting to think like Terminator. I'm doing it on the wrong side as well. I'm a little bit ahead in my thoughts, but we we plow on, we go on. I just want to mark some stuff that might be interesting. And the same is with these sort of things. Now, I already had an idea that I wanted an eye to be sort of just a solid one pure pupil. Oh my god, that was difficult to say. One pure pupil. Da, 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 da. Want them to look towards us. That's a hefty eyebrow. Might move the eye just as much as well. Feels much more natural. We'll take this pen, we'll do some stuff. Now again, I've been on a frenzy of drawing like characters. You can see them, or what's becoming of them, on my Instagram. But that is where you will get the most of the cool stuff. This is for animation. And maybe some art sometimes. And the more I go through this, it's just trying to figure out what I like and what I don't like, and try something new. Trying to see if we get the character correctly, because again, now we're gonna just throw in the hood just for nice referencing, and I am actually going to use a little bit of a heftier pencil. Just try to get in. I do actually want it to be sort of forced outward. In the hood somewhere in there. Coolio. Like that one. What will help us also in this, and this is later on becoming the sort of animation trick that I will do, is that I will color this in sort of grayish to get some of the shading in, to get the sort of facial expression together with what is the face, together with what is what's the robot. And again, how do we do this? How do we need to see? Again, I always strategize with, this is how I want sort of the character to look, Oh my god, I forgot that my dishwasher was on. Scared the hell out of me. Going like, oh, I thought to myself, oh, maybe it's finished. Then I can do my live stream. Well, that's very nice and kind of you. No, gee of little faith. Right, so this is sort of what we are looking at least for. I like this one. And to be honest, we're just gonna fill in some of the dropping pencils all over the place. What's this? This is B. This is H2. Make some base shading. Now what we're gonna try to do is to try to think what would be cool. Now we can absolutely go in an anime sort of style, and I would really like to do that sometime and really go into the like nit grit of making that sort of character, but yeah, no. Maybe if I get enough people to maybe subscribe. No, it's absolutely a time thought at least. Coolio. We're just gonna take this one and fill it out just a touch. this is sort of what I'm thinking, at least when it comes to that basic design, making just the animation sort of work. Don't worry, it's called Unhuman. They won't come and kill you unless So if we start thinking in these sort of areas, and as a quick, oh my god, as a quick sketch, I think we're heading somewhere good. Because it's easy enough for me to do an animation over. It's easy enough to have some sort of stylization. Oh boy. And obviously I kind of want the we're gonna fix the lip just a smudge bit, and we're gonna use the simple pen right now. I hope I haven't seen, at least two have visited. Hello, welcome. Maybe it's a little bit better. So we can kind of start here as a start design. So what do I want to improve? Well, since we are going to be in this sort of frame, we could add more details. We could make them more extendable. We can make it more sort of pop out a little bit more. Make the sort of color corrections for how the skin's gonna look and that sort of stuff as well. Well, let's think of a skull. Let's think of a design to how it would be possible, how I want the sort of thing to be sort of moving. Because if we think of a skull, my quick rendering of a skull. Small autonomy classes that I have. So just to clarify a little bit, to help me a little bit, at least coming up with a design that might work for the animation, might help me with the animation. I need to do a skull in the roughest sort of accent I can. And this is as rough as I can do a skull on its own. I don't think I'm gonna need that one. However, I do know we have that one, and just like the cheekbones from underneath sticks out, but from here goes in. I'm not gonna draw teeth. Yes, we get the rough understanding. So if I were to do a skull, this would kind of be it. Ben is a little bit big, but and it's rough and tumble. This would be the accent. Now, if I wanted to do this robotic, get all the unnecessary things out, so we can just work with the shadow of this. What would I like to think? Well, I would like to think that we're going to take this. We'll make the jaw sort of its own. Maybe we want the whole of this part to be sort of one electric piece, together with, as I had here, a wheel. I like that wheel. together with, I had the sort of idea as well that if I had to place it in sort of sections to make it look different, feel different, I will make this part separate. I will make this part sort of like if the neck were coming up in pieces. I had one of these drawings before, I showed it before. This neck piece as well is cross-wired. Together with a third piece, or the secondary, which would be so like the chin muscle area for the vocals. And how do we think of that? Well, they need to speak, of course. All humans need to speak. How else will we lie? So we can separate these three sort of parts at least, and then in my head at least I want to make the jaw sort of in the same sort of figuration. Is that the right word? I don't know. Is figuration? The same sort of stylization, let's say it like that. As the bottom jaw, because again, it's trying to represent a human skull, just like the I'm thinking of the T1000. Just trying to see what we can find out here. That's interesting. So all of these things, I'm just thinking that what would be interesting is to have them sort of just being just like here and here. The underside, it's attached. So I had some sort of design there. This one has a giant bolt on it, of course. Why doesn't it? Everything that is huge and scary has a bolt on it. Just adding in a window. If we start with this, let's erase some of that. And of course we're going to have the teeth. Now I'm drawing teeth and I hate it. You know what? That would be cool if we had looked like it was some sort of system that made the jaw not only move up and down, but made it like stretch, and that whole muscly part being more or less fibers being either pumped or dragged. That's we are creating as well as we keep on going. That's fun. think we're coming up to something. I'm starting to feel like this is a good like think idea to how to make the skeleton work in a robotic shell. So again, all of these are attached as the neck part. We have muscles like this, or wiring, that will work as the strength from the neck. Then of course beneath just a vocal tube, which is just a bloody tube. Well, with special features as talking. So the undercarriage is sort of like jammed in there to make it a little bit more understandable. And I'm trying to see what else is sort of fun to have. Let's see what we can find for fun. And again, the eye is just, in my head at least, circular with some tracks. If you're thinking of, at least in my vision, is that it's a two-piece system. Let's see. The eye. Okay. So we have a structural idea. I need to do this one first just to see what we can make, and then made a skeleton to understand where I would like, where I can find different sort of pieces, where I can do sort of, where I can make this sort of work, you know, like a fun way. And as again, we're just sketching. We're trying to find out what would be most fun to animate. What is the fun way to animate? Well, the fun part is to come up with these sort of weird ideas and to find where to sort of go. I added something. Thinking maybe it's an instruction manual on that one, and this is how you use you. In any case, I'm gonna take a short break, like for like 10 minutes or something, and we're gonna do actually the whole body because I like this idea. I'm gonna take out my sketchbook as well, and we'll take a 10-minute sort of short break. We start from there. Okay, let us see. Let me go over here. All right. At the meanwhile, go and take a poo, grab a cup of coffee. I'll see you in 10. Bye-bye. Hello. Oh God, my voice. Hold on a second. I'm just looking up some stuff, making sure everything's alright. Everything is fine. That's very good, very good. Right. This will of course be cut. Each and every one I do a recut. I actually, during the little break I actually had some more ideas. And of course, ideas are always welcome as well as you creating stuff. And the one idea I had was that we're talking about simplification, but we're talking about stylization too. So if we're thinking of animation style and that sort of thing, is that either we can have the character turn and she takes off the hood so we can see the broken pieces, or it shines, or in my head, which I'm gonna try to do right now, we have a still animation and there is wind that will sort of move the whole cape, but I need to have an understanding to how I want it to sort of look. And we're actually going to do, I'm actually gonna pull up some references here because I need, I'm going to need just a skeleton, just for me. I hope nothing dies now, because that's usually happens when I do this. Never last time. Let's, come on. Oh, what good TV this is. I'm glad there's some people have come and watched it at least. I've been sporadic. Unfortunately, I don't see the timestamps either. I just see that people have come in and watched. And that's always nice. That's always appreciated. We're going to do this. Alright, we went all the way down there. But I'm actually going to look for... Come on. Another explanation to how dead my computer really is. It's so darned old. I don't know what to do with it. I should get myself a new computer, but again, it's a budget I do not have in my possession at the moment. And I just need a skeleton to sort of, I just need to find a skeleton that is, that one's good. So let's start with that one. What was I going with? Well, I was thinking a lot, I was just thinking for the moment that if there are any sort of reference pictures that you guys have, if you've come this far into the video, that means. So we're gonna start off by actually just simply drawing a face, and of course everything crashes down. Oh boy. I don't know, sometimes it says, and I have no idea what and why. Now you can see kind of how I usually draw. First skeleton up. I need a reference. Here we go. It's sort of weird. I have absolutely no idea to why YouTube is the way it is today. It's happened that for a while actually, that it's just, it says it doesn't get enough data, it's too slow. Drawing a simple hand. And they're reaching backwards, of course. And I kind of want this hand to be in the front, which means that we are going to build this character. Not that big of a head, a little bit smaller of a head. Trying to find a style at least. Up on the see if I like this or not, it all depends. Want them to kind of look, oh, beady eyes. So holding on to something. I'm going into details, I'm sorry. I'm apologizing to myself. It's like, again, all of the upper torso is just fine. Do I need the skin? No, I don't need it. So let's take that away. Hopefully, maybe it comes back. I'm just gonna erase some of this, some of this. I'm just gonna build a character. Let's get the frame in. Would it be cool with hair? It all depends. It all depends. And maybe I use this as a thumbnail as well. If it becomes great, I will use this as a thumbnail. I need to think about... I don't like this shoulder. So we're going to just save this for a while. We'll continue to work on it. As well as we go. That's much better, actually. No, 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 no. We're trying to find just a build up right now, so everyone understands how I'm planning this whole situation. Do it in segments. Like such. This is also a broken piece. You maybe do not see it, but I see it quite well. It's that I accidentally spilled some water on this. The dangers of actually working in my kitchen is that, oh god, I do not know where I put stuff sometimes. So trying to work this one out. Going to heavy sketching. And at least have one leg up. Just for the stylization of it, so we understand that they are sort of forward leaning. All right, coolio. So we have a rough. And if we can get this to work in our favor, that would be awesome. Everything is awesome. Everything is cool when you're part of a team. Everything is awesome. That collarbone I don't like. Would you living in a drawing nightmare? Right, and still want to kind of go with the sign. Their half of their face is sort of gone. Just like here. And we try to figure that one out from the front. So I'm trying to see. I'm just gonna align all these stuff up a little bit better. Some people popping in and out. I do wonder if they are for kind reasons or for unkind reasons. They're probably here to make fun of me. If anyone decided that, oh my god, he doesn't have ADHD, you bloody damn incorrect. Maybe I haven't noticed this as well, but I'm having fun on my own. Fun on my own. Yes, I do speak to myself a lot. This is why I don't feel like this is a problem for me per se. And I do understand there is a lot of people that maybe have this as an issue or a problem. But I don't have that. In fact, this is what I'm going to do. I am just going to look something up real quick. Because I do know, let's go here. Let's go here. No. Let's just rechange these ones because I do know that I have collected some nice art pieces during my time. And these are from the DeviantArt days. I still am on DeviantArt because, again, I know as well that there are like a lot. There's still some people there as well. I had one I was thinking of. Because again, I'm just collecting so much different stylizations. What is this? That's cool. I like that one. That's cool. Yeah, let's go with that one. I'm gonna move you over here. Let's see if we can find anything else that is sort of in the same sort of ballpark. That's cool. That's cool as well. There's a lot of things I find cool. I wonder why I saved all this, because they're cool. Da, da. I do wonder if I do have... That's cool as well, but that's too... Don't want it to be full robotic. That's cool as well. That's a lot of cool stuff. Oh... That's cool too. Oh my god, I'm just looking at pictures right now. I do apologize. This isn't fun TV. Hold on. Are we slowing down? I don't know. Maybe we are. I don't know. I don't know. Sometimes that worries me. Sometimes again, it's just so much. What's this? Cool. It's a bunch of cool stuff. You know why not? That's cool as well. We're saying stuff are cool. But I'm trying to find what I'm looking for. That's cool. Yeah. Yep. All right, cool. And we continue. I'm sorry that you have to wait this long. But we are going to make it more... Oh, for fuck's sake, I need to look again. You know when you had that sort of deja vu feeling? That, oh my god, I've been here before. This is the time I've gone like, oh my god, I've been here before. What is this? Yeah, you all are cool, but you cool enough? You know what? Yeah, let's go with that one. So let's start making this character mix. So we're not gonna make this much of... Let's start off with a face at least. See if we can get it functionable. I don't know if all of you can see the details, and that's the next thing I want to kind of get. If this gets any better, it's just to have it's a better like camera. trying to find where we want the eyes. Unless they are looking down. Still stay with the same sort of eyelash design. A two-piece eye. So now we're thinking as well, how do we make this design incorporate with what we have spoken of? How do we keep it rough and yet easy to animate? That's sort of alright. I did find a style of clothing that I enjoyed. this as sharp. We are going to try to sneak in a little weather. My first thought to have was that they were going to have a sort of poncho style. So the poncho is still like in sort of two separate pieces. You should do something with the arm too. Maybe we'll figure this one out as well as we go. I don't want it to be too much detail, but what I'm thinking of is if this was the animation, I want this leg to be bigger. As well as the other leg is down here. Alright, cool. This is the big pen. Gonna soften this up a little bit. I may be finishing this, and when I'm finished, I might end this video actually, or this live stream. Evening out some of this stuff, and what I want to start is actually getting the poncho right. So kind of already want it to be over there. Using the center of the skull as well to this part a little bit in. See if I can sell the effect of it's feeling like it is on in a storm. I need to start thinking about what the next part will be. And the next part will be this poncho over here. Since it's going forward, it is sort of like this. I think that will be alright. But don't worry about a thing. Now I'm just interested. Hold on. Some people has begun watching. That's nice. It's some peaks. It says 3. And I do not know if that is still correct. And people may be coming in here to actually say, oh, when you're going to do the animation. This is the part of the animation. You know, sketching up an idea. You always start with an idea in your head. Then you're trying to see if you need to change the design. But since I'm already quite happy with the design. Might not change it that much. So we're going to have first part. I do wonder if we're just going to do this, and we're going to do this. Trying to see if we can have like a cool wave effect. Don't like this wave effect, so this one is going away. All that is going away. Make it be synchronized. Right, so I'm looking, Trying to understand my own arm. Again, trying to make it as simple and as reliable as possible. Getting some details in. We were thinking of if we're gonna have some hair. Maybe we do. Maybe we just throw in some simple bangs in there. For banger! And we'll fill them in as well. I need to sharpen this pen. The B pen. I'll be right back. Oh, my knee! Also, the best part of being in your own kitchen, doing your own animation, is too that you have a sink that you can just throw everything in and then take care of it much later on. Right. Well, I think we're just gonna create some flow like this. That's not the most important. I just wanted to have something to go by. And again, if we were to animate this, the plan is that the character is standing still. That means we can really detail the whole sort of body character, the whole face, the arm, but the only thing that we need to focus on then, throwing in the leg of course, because why won't I, is the overlaying animation or bottom laying animation, depending on how you want to do it. It's the poncho that is in the background that is going to be the animation that is moving, and then we can start just have that sort of focus, which would mean only these sort of those sort of things would be moving, as well as the skeleton of the character is just standing still and looking menacing, looking cool. still trying to follow the original Skiss that I did in this moment. I'm trying to keep, again, we're trying to keep it as alright as possible. But if we were to do it as we were talking about, I'm so sorry, I kicked my knee to the table. If we were to do the thing, if we were to do the explanation that I said we would do, try to, or maybe doing, it becomes a situation where we just can do the face really, really pretty, and then we just copying the animation movement of this, so we can really go for a detail or sort of action, the same sort of way that the that the anime studios are kind of doing. I am shaking all over the place. I do apologize. So that is something we could do, but it all depends how I feel. How much it always depends on how I feel, since I am the one animating. No, but it's also, it's a sense, again, it's a sense to where the studio kind of want to go with the animation. Righto. I was saying I was gonna listen to music. Did I listen to music? No, I wasn't. Nope, I did not like that one. I'm so sorry. You know when you're putting down something going like, oh god, no. I'm gonna take care of that one. Oh god, I need to fix the nose. Just gonna do a simple. That's a very thick hand. And I just want to have the fingers involved. We have the thumb up here. Thumb! I don't like the shoulder. Trying to figure out whether I kind of want to go sort of there-ish. That works. We're not gonna be needing those. No. Better. I'm just adding. But let's do it like this. Let's start from here. I might change it. And not in a sort of way that, oh, I'm not gonna do this animation. No, I'm gonna change that when we start next time. Sunday, we actually go back to the running animation. We're gonna redo that. That at least is the thought in my head. Redo that, rechange that, so we can get a better understanding of how we need to make the body work, because I'm still want to have the jump animation. Let's see if we can do it. Nah. We couldn't do it in a perfect way. We've been working on this, we're working on that. But that's the sort of thing I'm thinking of. I'm gonna go back to the other animation, I'm gonna redo that, and we are going to have a think about this. I might put it up as well as a vote on the community. If you come and see that, if you're not only if you're already subscribed, you will probably see it. I will change the background of this video because I'm not going to continue to draw. We're going to go back to this one. Here we are. Here we are. But yeah. So that's what we're trying to do. We at least have 2 days now, and I'm still thinking about how to kind of do the animation. I kind of go with a feeling, then I changed my mind and I wanted to go another route, and I think for the moment I feel a little bit better to what direction I kind of want to go in. Oh, I just got something in my nose. That's always fun. But next Sunday will be 100% animation. That's what I'm promising, at least, because that's what I think many people actually want to see. So we are going to redo that animation to get all the body to actually go where I want it to go and function, to also have it have some sort of in-betweens there. And I will work on the background in a separate thing so you can all understand how it's supposed to look. But that's until next time. Thank you everybody so much for joining, even though it was just for a short while. I hope that it was entertaining. It was entertaining for me. I got to draw. I got to have the most fun time. But yeah, in any case, this is next time we will do some actual animation. But now we have an idea. Now I have an idea to where I want to go with this character, with this animation. The Unhumans. So, without further ado, if you like this video, give it a like. If you do want to see more of this, why don't you subscribe so you can see when the next sort of live streams are coming, and when we actually post up some animation on this channel. There will be shorts, and you can absolutely see the progress that we have. Give it a like, subscribe, share it with people who might like this sort of 2D animation or thinking. If you like oh my god, if people like to join, people have joined before. That's been always nice. Yeah, and above all, keep on drawing. I'll see you all next time. Goodbye.